Yo, what is good, my friends and fans of all things awesome? Welcome back to the first Bat Range review video in over 3 years. Where have I been? Where haven't I been? It has been an insane last 3 years. Amazing 3 years, but insane. Became a father twice, moved, got a new job, all sorts of crazy life things. So YouTube wasn't really a priority, but things are starting to get back to a somewhat sustainable pace here. So I have a few things to show you. I did not stop collecting cool things, even if I haven't been making videos about them. So here's what I got for you. Alright, so low-key Funko has released a brand new product line. Obviously the Funko Pops remain their flagship product, and they're awesome, and yes, I still collect them. And now they have Blockbuster Rewind figures. The sodas came in soda cans. These come in VHS clamshell type boxes. Very reminiscent of shopping at Blockbuster in the 90s. Funko knows nostalgia is king when it comes to collecting, and they've done it again. They suckered me in. I started out with just these 4. There are a few more available on Funko.com. They did have a Peter Pan one that I thought was pretty cool. Might get it later. They had Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, and a few others. I didn't see any Marvel or Star Wars yet, but that might get me. We'll see. Something to note about these, because as Funko collectors, the condition of the box, or for soda, the condition of the can is very important to us collectors. You can't really have that mentality when collecting with these. Obviously, you still want them to be in good shape. Just know that they will not be perfect. Just like the VHS cases of yesteryear, there will be some imperfections. See this kind of creasing here in the plastic. That is exactly how it came. As soon as I took it out of the shrink wrap, before I took it out of the shrink wrap rather, it was like this already. And I don't think that's a shipping thing. I think that's just how these are. They're not perfect. They're a little bit warped, but that's how collecting VHS tapes back then just was. And not just on the outside of the case, but even on the inside. Here in the corners, you can see there are some imperfections. That is just the nature of the type of plastic that they use. Speaking of the dimensions of the box, obviously it's not 1-to-1. These are smaller, at least on the face of it, in terms of width and length of these boxes. It is smaller than a VHS tape. But in terms of depth, I would say that's probably pretty spot on. That's about as thick as VHS cases were back then. I don't have one here to compare it to, but it looks pretty close to me. Thankfully, they learned, at least from the sodas, to put the convention exclusive stickers on the insert inside. I remember with the original sodas, let's see if I have one here. Some of these stickers actually were on the outside of the shrink wrap, so that if you took off the shrink wrap, you took off the sticker with it. Those of us who were savvy knew to save the sticker and put it back on the can. They did fix that later. The newer sodas do have the stickers on the inside. But let's go ahead, open these up, take a look at the figures. Alright, so starting with 1989 Batman here, this is what it looks like when you open it up. There is the figure inside, but it also comes with a card. They are calling these the Blockbuster Rewind character cards, kind of like the old membership cards when you signed up for an account with Blockbuster back in the day in order to rent movies from their stores. I believe all of them have the same back here, Blockbuster Rewind character card. It's more of a plastic material, like the old Blockbuster membership cards, or like a credit card. So it's not so much cardboard like a trading card. It's more like a plastic kind of material. Very nice. Obviously, the real Blockbuster cards back in the day didn't have portraits, but in order to make it a character card, you kind of have to have something. Some sort of picture of the character in order to call it a character card, at least. The characters themselves are pretty nice, stylized, as most Funko products are. My first thought when I opened this up and I took the figure out was that they seemed a little bit smaller. I feel like if they would have made the case a little more one-to-one, you probably could have gone taller with the figure without necessarily making it thicker. But I think it's a good size still for a collectible. It is a little smaller than a Soda figure. Here's a Batman Beyond Soda to kind of compare the size to. Each one stylized according to their respective product line, and still detailed in their own way. But if you wanted to know the approximate size of these brand new Blockbuster Rewind figures, here's how it compares to the Sodas. And for those of you who aren't as familiar with the Sodas, here is how he compares size-wise to a Funko Pop. Again, the Funko Pop being a little larger, obviously wider, thicker, bigger in every way, definitely stylized in a different way. Kind of more along the lines of the Freddy Funko aesthetic, Saturday morning cartoon kind of style there. That's what you can expect to find from these Blockbuster Rewind figures. Moving on now, here is a look at the Super Friends version of Batman, the blue and the gray color scheme. At least in this art style, it is pretty similar to the other Batman. I would say the main difference, besides the color, is the armor in the front. Just a little bit more detail on the Burton/Keaton version of Batman, but both are more or less faithful to the films that they come from. Here's Leonardo from the original, and in my opinion, the best Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. I imagine that if they did come out with a Raphael, Donatello, or Michelangelo, the box is going to look very similar to this, with the exception, of course, being the parts of the packaging that indicate the character inside. I did not get any of the chases, I must say. I have gotten a lot more luck lately with the Sodas in terms of chases, but at least with this initial 4 pickup, I did not get any of the chases. The one that I actually kind of wanted the chase for, though, would have been this Freddy Funko. Freddy's Comic Hero Adventures. His chase actually has him fully in the super suit, as opposed to just changing into it. So that's the one that I thought would have been pretty cool to get, but still very happy with this. It's the comic theme of my collection. This obviously is not a real movie, but it still fits within the collection, still fits within the theme, and is very faithful to, I think, even just the Freddy Funko, like, kind of art style, that old classic Saturday morning cartoon aesthetic. There you have it, folks. There is my overview of the brand new Blockbuster Rewind figures from Funko. These are the first 4 that I have picked up for my collection. Leave a comment below. Are you interested in any of these? Are you going to pick up any of the characters from this line? Funko's done a great job with Pops from the Power Rangers television show. But I think with this product line specifically, I think it would be really great to see some figures based off the Rangers from the 1995 movie with Ivan Ooze. That's what I think would be super cool. Let me know what you would like to see. And as always, remember that being cool means being kind.
want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.